The scene, the circle of knowledge in Medina, the air in the courtyard of Imam Jafar al-Sadiq as was warm, thick with the scent of jasmine and the intellectual intensity of the gathering. It was not a formal classroom, but a halqa circle, where students and seekers sat on simple mats, their faces turned towards the Imam, who was a calm fountain of knowledge in the desert of uncertainty. Among them were men like Hisham ibn al-Hakam, a sharp young mind, and others theologians, former opponents, and sincere believers. The topic of the day had drifted into the most treacherous waters of Islamic theology, the question of qadr, divine decree, and human free will. The tension in the air, a heated murmur had taken over the circle. Two dominant, opposing views were clashing. One group argued for Jabr, compulsion. God is the sole creator, nothing happens but by his will. Therefore, our actions are created by him. We are merely instruments. This view safeguarded God's omnipotence but at the cost of human responsibility. If God creates the sin, how can he punish the sinner? The other group advocated for Tafwid, delegation. God has given us free will and has delegated the act of creation to us. Our actions are our own. This view protected human justice but seemed to limit God's power, creating creators alongside him. The debate grew louder. If he has preordained our fate, then what is the point of effort? One man exclaimed. Another countered, if we are the true creators of our acts, then God is not the Lord of all affairs. The circle was divided, a theological chasm opening between them. All eyes, filled with confusion and frustration, eventually turned to the silent figure at the heart of the circle. Imam al-Sadiq, as had been listening patiently, his gaze thoughtful, observing the intellectual deadlock. The question is posed to man, his brow furrowed with genuine anguish, finally spoke directly to the Imam. His voice was not one of challenge, but of a soul lost in a logical paradox. O son of the messenger of Allah, I am torn. Please resolve this for us. Are our actions created by God, or are they created by us? A silence fell. This was the question, the one that had split sects and confused minds. A direct yes or no would plunge them deeper into error. The answer, al-Amru bayn al-amrayn. Imam al-Sadiq did not answer immediately. He let the weight of the question settle. Then, in a calm, resonant voice that cut through the tension, he delivered his revolutionary principle. There is no compulsion, Jabr, and no delegation, Tafwid, but a matter between two matters. The students leaned in. This was a new concept, not black, not white, but a profound gray. The analogy, the man on the roof seeing the lingering confusion on their faces, the Imam, the master teacher, knew that a complex philosophical idea needed a simple, tangible image. He presented an analogy that would be recounted for centuries. Consider a man standing on the edge of a flat roof. He began painting the picture in their minds. Now, imagine this man falls from the roof. He did not choose to fall, he lost his balance. The act of falling, the pull of gravity, the impact with the ground, this is from the laws of creation set by God. In this, he is compelled by the nature of the world God created. The listeners nodded. This was the realm of divine power. Now, continued the Imam, his eyes scanning the circle, imagine the same man, from the same roof, deliberately jumps. He makes a conscious choice, flexes his muscles, and propels himself off. He paused, letting them visualize the two distinct scenarios. In both cases, the man ends up on the ground. The potential to fall, the law of gravity, the physical capacity to jump, all this is created and provided by God. He is the creator of the essence of the act. However, the Imam's voice became emphatic. The choice to jump, the intention, the specific moment of execution, the how, and when of that action that belongs to the man. That is his own creation, for which he will be held accountable. The philosophical resolution he then elaborated, breaking down the metaphysics for his advanced students. God's role, the creator of capacity and possibility. God has given you your existence, your physical body, your intellect, and the entire universe as your field of action. He has created the act of theft as a possibility, the act of prayer as a possibility. He gives you the power and the capacity, kudra, to act. Humanity's role, the creator of the specific choice. You are the one who, possessing this God-given capacity, chooses which possibility to actualize. Do you use your hand to steal or to give charity? Do you use your tongue to lie or to speak truth? God is the creator of the hand and the tongue, but you are the performer of the specific act of stealing or charity. The aftermath, A clarity forged in wisdom. The silence that followed was no longer one of confusion, but of awe. The philosophical knot had been untied. The man who had asked the question let out a slow breath, the anguish on his face replaced by relief. The principle of a matter between two matters did not diminish God's power. It exalted his wisdom. It did not absolve humans of responsibility. It established it on a firm foundation. God as sovereignty was absolute as the originator of all possibilities and the grantor of the power to act. Human freedom was real and consequential as the faculty that chooses which possibility to bring into reality. The circle dispersed that day not with a simple answer, but with a profound framework, a key to understanding the divine-human relationship, a key gifted to them by the inheritor of the Prophet's knowledge, Imam Jafar al-Sadiq. As the echo of his words would forever define the Shia theological stance, navigating the narrow path between two devastating errors.